Hello, right, so we're starting a new project. As you can see, we have Blackstone Fortress. It's been out for absolutely donkey's years by now, but we bought it last year, and I've decided that I'm going to start painting the stuff in it. So today we're doing a little unboxing video. What's in here? I'm going to be using the Midwinter Minis painting guide. I've got my paints that I need for that. I'll do that in a separate video though. But yeah, so let's get started. So Blackstone Fortress, rather cool artwork on the outside of it. It says it's a Warhammer Quest game. This is similar to Shadows over Hammerhal and Silver Tower, although apparently plays better than them, which is good. I keep hearing good things about this. So that's the front of the box. Back of the box shows contents. So these are the heroes going into the Blackstone Fortress. The Traitor Guardsmen, Chaos Space Marines at the very heart of it. So I'll just read the quick blurb from the back over here for you. Blackstone Fortress, the galaxy riven with strife and horror. In this age of darkness, the desperate and intrepid alike search for the long-lost technologies that may be used to turn the tides of war. In Warhammer Quest Blackstone Fortress, you take on the role of a group of desperate explorers delving into the labyrinthine halls even, of a vast and ancient space station. Only by working together and balancing your strength and skills can you hope to survive. With each expedition you will discover powerful archaeotech and learn more of the Blackstone Fortress's closely guarded secrets, including perhaps the location of its greatest treasure, that which lies concealed and protected within the hidden vault at its very heart. So for those that don't know, Blackstone Fortresses are massive space stations. They were constructed by the Eldar, I believe. There were thought to only be a certain amount of them in existence in 40k, some of which used by the Imperial Navy, some of which were taken by Chaos. This is a new one, apparently, which has popped up. And so space stations and ships and such have gone to wait outside of it. And adventurers go to these and then go into the Blackstone Fortress. Now, what's pretty good is that the idea is that you go in with a team of four. So you're always playing four characters. So even if you're two players, you're going in with four people. And when you go in, so you take these four guys here, you do a quest as them. You come back to Precipice, which is the name of the station that's docked around it. Then you can change your characters, or if something's happened to these, if these die, you can put them. I think you put them in like a special bag, and then you put all the tokens stuff, and they're dead, and they're gone. But anything they reveal or any secrets they discover stay with them. From what I've read, the actual heart of the space station, the treasure in the vault, is in a card in the box, which is sealed. So you don't spoil it for yourself when you're going through the contents of the box, like I will be in just a minute. I'm quite looking forward to this actually, because I really want to play it, because it's one of those ones where you can get 4 people in, you can have 2 people in, you can play it yourself actually, as long as you're playing with 4 people. There have been expansions and stuff released for it. I have 2 of them so far. I am going to try and pick up more of them, but I'm going to try and get these guys painted first, then move into each one after that. I have a foam insert tray from Feldherr for the models, so that when they're put together, you put the trays in the box. They fit into the box. Models and trays, protects them. Space for cards and stuff as well, so that should be quite good. But yeah, so no, I really like I picked this up. It was about 8 months or so after it actually came out. A couple of the expansions had already come out for it, which was fine. But I had my eye on it when it came out, to be honest with you. So I like the idea. I'm moving more now towards, I think, boxed board games as opposed to army based. Sorry about that. Army stuff, because I don't really get much time to paint full armies or anything, or play full games of Age of Sigmar. I mean, the last time I played an Age of Sigmar game was March, for my birthday, here in the house, obviously, because it was in lockdown. But these ones, you can break out, you can play a game, and the idea that obviously you can just play one level if you want to. If you want to introduce people to it, you can just change your characters and play as them, or whatever. Or you can play a continuing story, because obviously that's the idea of it. The idea is that you work your way through the Blackstone Fortress. Each one of these people, these aren't like a group of people, they're individual explorers and adventurers, apart from these two who come as one. And they're there for different reasons. So you've got like a rogue trader, you've got an Imperial Navigator, you have an Eldar Ranger, a Crew Tracker, an Imperial robot, who's quite interesting. I want to place him because he's actually a Man of Iron, which is, if you know 40k lore, fair enough. If you don't, a Man of Iron is basically an AI. They don't make them in the Imperium anymore. It's banned to make them because they rebelled against humans, as AIs want to do in most cases we see. You got two halfling twins, I suppose they are, Rattling twins, a Ministerian priest and a missionary zealot. The expansions add extra things, so there is an expansion with extra heroes called Escalation. Mostly they add extra villains though, and new tiles and cards, but they're all here for their own reasons. You know, some for fame, some for glory, some for, I suppose, fame and glory, same thing, some for money, some for glory, some for all sorts of things. So it's going to be interesting to see how their stories play out, or if they have stories. You know, I guess they play out in here, which would be quite fun. I think from what I've read, it plays rather like you put the enemies on, and then the movements are dictated by cards and dice, kind of like almost like an auto system, like an AI system, which is kind of cool. I think that's pretty cool. I've looked at some of the other workshop games for. I mean, obviously I've been painting the buggies from the Speed Freaks game. I'm painting up the bikers from that game. And I did pick up the new Necromunda. Although I wasn't as impressed with the rules for that, actually. But yeah, I mean, I've got one or two. I mean, Deathwatch Overkill is one we picked up, but apparently that's quite a clunky one to play. I really want to play Dreadfleet. Like, I have Dreadfleet. I love it because it's got like a map on cloth and everything. But anyway, I'm getting moving away. So, yes, that's the rather awesome cover art. Just exploring the Blackstone Fortress itself. And that was the back of the box. Now we're going to open it. So, let's... This is quite cool because I've not actually seen the contents. I've been kind of waiting. I've been waiting for a while, not so much just to do a video, but I wanted to. It's one of those ones where once it's out of the box, once you put the models together, there's nowhere really to put it. And then I found out that this company. Then I found out that this company called Feldherr was doing these plastic foam insert trays, which once you put them all together, you can put them in the box, which is really, really cool. Right, so we'll move the squidge out just up there. So, opening the box. What's inside? Ooh. Nothing on the inside of the box, that's fine. Didn't really expect anything. Sometimes there's a artwork on the back. So first thing on the box, this has been stood upright for a long time, so I'm very worried about some of the stuff actually breaking. Right, what we got? So first sprue looks like the Crew Tracker to me. There's actually all sorts on there. So there's the Zealot with a flamer chainsaw, Fat Priest, Crew Tracker. Okay. On this one we have the Navigator, Rogue Trader, and the Rattlins. Okay. Now I'm going to be painting quite a few of these models, but I do know that my lovely wife wants to paint one or two because she'll buy it, so she has the right to obviously do that. That's the Eldar Ranger. I've got the sniper rifles in one piece. That's one of the bits I've been told is actually quite flimsy, so I've got to be very careful with that. And the Man of Iron. Okay. Another part of a Rattling there. Okay. That's fine. Put them over there. Just over there. So then you've got. That's got to be the Chaos Space Marine Lord, and Obsidious Malix, I believe his name is. Very nice, they're all push fit looking at them. So you're going to be able to just maybe a small double glue and then off you go, which would be quite cool. Okay. Back of it there. So, next out of the box we have. Oh god, Motley Collection. So that looks like the Beastman's legs. Traitor Guard. The thing I'm quite happy for these, the Traitor Guard look really cool. So I've been watching the Midwinter Minis speed painting of them. I'm not sure I'll be able to do them quite as good as him or as quickly, but I'm going to try my best. he went for a very nice grey and red colour scheme for them, which is very cool. Although his reds look more like oranges, so mine should actually look more like reds. But yeah, the Trade to Guard models are actually really cool. I do like them. Again, push fit as well. It's pretty decent. Obviously, I'll have to remove mould lines and stuff like that. I'm going to do what he suggests as well, where, because obviously the Trade to Guard models, there's 2 lots of 7, I believe. So it's a case of they're identical models. So I might just like snip a little bit here, snip one of these off, or doing this, I'm getting a good look at it. Like snip a spike off, or something like that. Change out a weapon or something. Squidge count seems to be focusing on. Right, so. Just things like that, just to make the same models look different. Like break a beastman's horn, or because you can see that's the guy, power mold there. Same sprue basically. So that's fine. We have ways of doing that. So let's just move these guys just over here for now. Right. Okay. Oh, we get one little card insert. So that's cool. These are usually on top. I'm really liking these. The first one I saw was in. It's basically the cover art. The first one I saw was in Speed Freaks, I believe. I don't think Necromunda had one. Yeah, it was in the Speed Freaks box, and it's a nice little thing. So there's a nice little artwork where you can like frame it. It's got a bit of a barcode there, unfortunately, on the bottom, but you could easily hide that with a frame. But yeah, I'm not sure if Loon Curse had one, but Feast of Bones had one. It's a very cool piece of artwork, to be fair. This has been a bit tarnished by having the, I guess. Yeah, let's do that onto that. So, what else do we have? Right. Move this forward a bit. Yeah. I'll just adjust the camera so you can see in the box. Or you see up there, there's my dreadfully overkill Blood Bowl. So, let's just turn this way. There you go. You guys can see. Move it back a bit. It has gone a bit all over the place because, as I say, it's actually been stood upright. I may lay it flat, reorganise the shelf and lay it flat. I'll definitely do that when the tray goes in. So you have bag of dice, D6s. Looks like a D20 to me. I think it's actually a countdown dice as opposed to a D20. I'm not sure if it runs. Oh, it is randomised. 16. Oh, natural D20 then. Right. These, I'm guessing, with the arrows on, are probably movement dice for the bad guys, to show which way they go. Okay. Bases. Sorry, bases. One spare base. I'm sure that's one. Exploration cards. So I think that's how the tiles will be set up in the combat situations. Okay. Initiative cards. Janus Drake initiative. I'm not actually sure who has initiative on the turn, maybe. Okay. What's this? Encounter cards. Oh, okay. So this must be like what go on the tile. So when you put a tile down, we might have these on, or these the encounters for a level. So 7 traitor guardsmen, 7 traitor guardsmen, 5 traitor guardsmen. Endless hordes, reroll reinforcements if hostile reinforcements fail to arrive. Okay, so I'm guessing that's like at your first level you face 7, another one you'll take another 7, which is weird because there's only 14 in there. So maybe when some are dead you do that. Maybe that's as it escalates an encounter. Maybe. This is this is it. Hidden Vault envelope. Do not open until the Hidden Vault quest has been completed. So that is staying firmly sealed. Very nice card. That's staying firmly sealed until I finish the game. Do not post spoilers in the comments. Not that anyone actually watches my videos, but if you do, please don't be a dick. Right, so this is the Explorer / hostile cards. Okay, so these are your abilities as the, let's say, the Rogue Trader, because it's kind of his story. Because I mean, here's let's go on the side. This is a sample chapter of the book. So there is a novel which came out from it which explores him, the actual Rogue Trader, Janus Drake. So the story is kind of about him, but I think you don't have to take him because the game, obviously not everyone will want to play him. So the game itself, the stories that you get into there, in the lower levels of the vault and uncovering the secrets for yourself. It's what about everyone has stories. But yeah, so I mean, Generous Drake, never take a gamble you're not prepared to lose. So that's his stats. Move 2, defense, one of them, agility, one of them. Okay, I'm assuming this is what you roll. So some of these dice. Okay, so they seem to match these purple ones, maybe. Maybe they're your attacking dice. I'm not sure. I have to read the book, obviously. Flurry attacks, blah blah blah. None of this really makes any sense to me at the moment, of course. The swashbuckler, he's a very swish-looking man, to be fair, which is quite cool. I think Kim wants to paint him, which is fine. I really want to paint the Man of Iron. He's going to be probably the one I play as. So I really want to see why an AI, first of all, how it survived, because I mean these things were around before the Horus Heresy and thousands of years before that. So he's a good few thousand years old, possibly, depending if it's been made after by some sort of intelligence. But yeah, it's a secret agenda. Okay, so Sidious Malex, Chaos Lord. That's the big baddie. Presumably you meet him in the final area. I'm guessing this is just got, that's his role, what he does. So Rush, Fury, Overcharge, take the onslaught action. Plasma pistol, rush. Yeah, so you roll the dice. Behavior table. So this is if is no line of sight, engaged adjacent to visible explorer, close range, in cover and other. And it tells you what he does. And then you go, because these actions must be advance, aim, charge, they must be in there. And Fury is take the onslaught action and re-roll. So onslaught must be in the rulebook. So yeah, that's probably going to have the various things like Tricked Guardsman, the Beastman stuff as well. So that's pretty cool. These are artifacts, resource stronghold artifact cards. Because of course this is what you'd be going in for. Me, some of these people are only here for treasure. People like Ryan and Rouse are probably only in it for the treasure, so they're not going to be necessarily have a massive storyline for it. They just want the riches and such. So I mean that's the one they put on the top. Hospitalia Med Pack. Discard this card in a recovery step or event phase to remove all wound counters from this explorer or an adjacent explorer in the same hex as or adjacent explorer. So that's fine. Yeah, so that's treasures and such. That's cool. We have Legacy, Discovery, Mortis, Stronghold cards. There's quite a few in there. New threat. Include the Chaos Beastman encounter cards in the encounter deck when it is set up at the start of the expedition. Okay, so that's this one. So as you go through, you must draw these and then it pops the things. Okay. These are bags. Stasis chamber, data bank bags. These are the bags I mentioned. So you get the bag out and that's your character's bag. Little stasis bag. So you can see it. So it's clear on one side, black on the other, I'm guessing. It's quite stiff to open, and I'm not going to try and rip it. I'm just going to see if we can't open it. Not currently is the answer. In any case, when they open, you put the things. I think you put the cards facing that side, so there can't be any spoilers. If you've got any treasure or anything like that, they're not going to spoil for like if someone else looks at them or anything. So you put them in, put the things in that. So I can see this side is actually clear. So that's the side. So you put the backs of the cards here, so they'll be like that. They will be exploration cards, but you get what I mean. So yeah, that's quite cool. I like them. I like that little aspect of it. Like you can put those guys in there. I think there's also what else is in here? Stasis chamber, data put back. So that's a little one as well. Something smaller cards, presumably. Right. So let's get rid of this spare base for now. Get rid of this as well. Okay. Rulebooks. A few actually, quite a few. So rulebooks. Read this first. Oh, instruction guides. Well, so that's the assembly guides, painting guides. That's fine. Pretty much everything's push fits. That's not too bad. Slaughter base as well, bloody hell. I think the idea is just to have as little glue as possible. I mean, I haven't actively seen slaughter bases in the models in a very long time, but games like this, so I also move towards games like this now because it's it's less about, you spending time putting the models together, putting paint together. With push fit and slaughter bases, you can just go, right, models together, bam, bam, bam. When I am going to be putting them together in the base, I'm going to be doing a little bit of basing on them. I'm going to be taking away the mold lines, stuff like that, which is going to take time, but not everyone has that time, so it's nice that they include the options. So that's the rules. Read this first. Okay. Combat. Read this when combat occurs. Read this when combat occurs. Okay. Data sheets. Probably won't be using this. For use of games of Warhammer in Warhammer 40,000, it's so you can use the characters in 40k. Precipice. So read this when you return to Precipice. So that's the space station I was talking about, where like a staging area. So that's, I think it's got things like trading rules and leveling up and outside of game stuff. Well, outside of game, outside of adventure stuff, outside of quest stuff, I suppose you might as well say. And this is the actual background story of Blackstone Fortress, which I will probably actually be reading. I don't know if I'll read it first. It does say read this first on the rules. Yeah, it's, it's... When they do it, it looks like they do a sample setup as well. So this is a sample setup of the first level. Choose your leader, pick explorer, set up the precipice board, which is that top one, very top. That has the stuff on it. That's you going into there from precipice. Yeah, so that's cool. I'll probably leave the datasheet one at the back. To be honest, I'm not really going to use it. It's not a thing. The thing about using these characters in 40k is that they'd be vastly underpowered compared to what is actually already in 40k. It's a similar thing that the Warhammer Shadespire things have problems with, in that they're worse really for the points, because they don't usually cost that many points, but they're not very good. Yeah, so I mean, the idea of Blackstone Fortress, obviously, the actual booklet gives you an idea. I mean, that's Precipice there, I believe, or a ship going into it. No, that might be Precipice actually, and that's the Blackstone Fortress. So these things are huge. I mean, that's the whole point of it. The idea is this background booklet gives you a bit of a thing of, vast and dark as a sunless planetoid, the Blackstone Fortress is a creation far beyond the technological ken of any race in the galaxy. Who built this colossal craft, and for what purpose, are questions that many wish to answer. For even in its current state of torpor, the Blackstone Fortress is possessed of immense power. Yet this mysterious structure is not unique. 6 others like it were found by the Imperium many centuries ago. The destruction they wrought helped to tear the galaxy in half. The earliest Imperial records of the Blackstone fortresses date back to the second millennium of the Emperor's rule. Extensive analysis and attempts to activate the dormant stations proved fruitless, though each generated more than enough power for them to be fitted by the Adeptus Mechanicus with defence turrets and primary weapon systems. Soon the Blackstone Fortresses boasted military capabilities that rivaled the greatest command stations in the Imperial Navy, but the untapped potential of the Blackstone Fortress would prove to be the undoing of their controllers. Around 143.M41, the Chaos fleets of Abaddon the Despoiler flooded into the Gothic sector, marking the beginning of the 12th Black Crusade. All 6 Blackstone fortresses served as fortified naval bases in the Imperium's defence of the sector, taking up blockading positions above vital worlds and outposts. It was at Rebo 5 that an enormous armada of Chaos ships broke through the Imperial lines to lay direct siege to one of the Blackstone fortresses. As the invading fleet drew within range, the Blackstone Fortress's power systems shut down completely, rendering it defenceless against invasion. Over the course of the war, 2 further Blackstone Fortresses were captured by Abaddon's forces. By some arcane means, the heretic Astartes brought more of the ancient systems into function than had been thought possible by the Imperial Tech Priests. The newly awakened power of all 3 was used to wreak havoc on the Tarantis star, leading to a supernova that wiped out the entire system. But through grim determination and bloody sacrifice, the defenders of the Gothic sector were able to drive back the invaders, and Abaddon fled into the warp with 2 of his captured Blackstone fortresses. The remaining 4 then mysteriously shattered into thousands of pieces. I didn't know that. The next time the power of a Blackstone Fortress was unleashed upon the Imperium was during the 13th Black Crusade, although it's actually technically the second 13th Black Crusade, but they retconned the first one. Anyway, Abaddon hurled one of the colossal stations into the surface of Cadia, and the resulting warp storms that enveloped the planet led to the collapse of the Cadian Gate, the bulwark against the eye, which was the bulwark against the Eye of Terror that stood for 10 millennia. The last of the 6 Blackstone Fortresses was gifted by Abaddon to Huron Blackheart, the tyrannical master of the Red Corsairs, and now sits within the Maelstrom at the heart of the Great Rift. In all the galaxy, there had been no sign of any other Blackstone Fortresses in existence until recently. And that's where this one comes from. So no one really knows how this one... I didn't know that they'd shattered into pieces at the end of the Gothic Wars. That's something new for me. But yeah, so rules will be read first. Background's good for that. Combat. Yeah, you need that after rules. Data sheets all the way at the back, because again, I'm not going to use them. These are probably out of date, going out of date very, very shortly anyway, because their 9th edition's coming out. Although in all fairness, it's not a massive problem because they'll probably give free updates. Yeah, looking forward to it. I'm going to start my painting kind of journey, I suppose, whatever. Painting thing with the Urgles and the Spindle Drones. As well, because I'm going to try and do it in the order that he's done them. So I think it was Urgles, Spindle Drones, Beastmen. I think it was Guard, then the Flagellant dudes. Chaos Space Marines last, with Obsidious Malix last as well. Yeah, so units, I mean, they're quite cool corrupted guardsmen, essentially. You don't really get many things with them, which is quite good. So lastly in the box, we've got these. Oh, the boards. Oh God, Jesus. Actually, lastly, these baggies for tokens and stuff. That's really cool. I like that they started doing that. Give people baggies so they don't have to buy baggies. So these seem to be the ships. So let's just get that. That's still not great. Okay, I'll try again. So, these are the ships of the various people coming to the station. So, I think these are the ones that these are your ships that dock with Precipice. So that's Vanguard, which I'm assuming is Jaina Strait. Yeah, it says at the bottom. Good. So, Krav Chateau. That'll be the Cruise Shapers one. Then you've got Long Hauler Gamma, which UR025 Orion and Rouse appeared on. So that's a scrap hanger. UR025, I believe, is the Man of Iron, I think. Let me have a quick look. It's, yeah, UR025. So he arrived with the halflings, ratlings even. Also like a scrapper by looking at it. Reroll the dice. It's all them. Okay, that's fine. The Blackstone dice is the black D20. On the one the explorer is killed. What the hell? I'm guessing that will mean something. Steed of Mathuria. Stupid space elves. Obviously, that's the Eldar from the Eltan. Emerald Shadow Guide. Clarion brings in Thaddeus the Fat Priest, and Pius Vaughn, who is she's the zealot with the chainsword flamer. And Traveller is the navigator ship, Espern Locos. So is that missing anybody still then? No, that's everybody. Something just doubled up. There's tokens. I have no meaning to me at the moment, obviously. And the rest of it's your tiles. So this is one board, but there's many boards, and you can see they're all various individuals and stuff. So yeah, that's what's in the Blackstone Fortress box set. It's quite a cool box, to be honest with you. I must admit, it's quite enjoy the contents of it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to putting this together. Definitely. Taking the mold lines off stuff is going to be a bit of a bitch, but it always is. But yeah, I'm looking forward to playing it as well. I've heard good things, and I'm hoping it matches up to it. I've really got to read the rules maybe play a sample game by myself with just one thing. Although I'm always a bit loath to play board games by myself. I shouldn't be, because I play computer games by myself, and it's the same kind of thing. But still, yeah. So yeah, that sounds pretty cool. I like that. There's a lot in there, and to be honest, like I say, I've got 2 of the actual expansions. I've got the Traitor Command and the Dreaded Amble one. They have recently announced the last one. There is no actual concrete date on it yet, which means that I need to start picking them up. So I have other expansions I need to pick up, or the Escalation one, which is a big one. We have Zealots and cultists and more heroes. I do have some spare cultists, which my brother Jared Kim's my lovely wife Kim's brother, my brother Jared, got me for Christmas, which he shouldn't have, but he did anyway. So they can be added to that. There's the Nurgle one, which has 3 Plague Marines and a couple of Plague Bearers, which I wasn't too fussed by, but I will probably end up getting, to be fair. And the Zote one has just been released, and all of them have, I think apart from the most recent ones so far, all of them have the foam insert, so you can put stuff into them, which is nice. And they can all be added and played and stuff. I guess the idea is play through the game first and then add stuff onto it after that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. It should be quite a good little project to do. I'm going to be focusing on that. So I don't really get much time to paint at the minute, obviously, unfortunately. But I'm going to start focusing on that so I can start doing more. But I have all the paints. The next lot of video I'll put out, I'll probably put like what paints I have, and I'll start putting stuff together. But yeah, thank you very much for watching this video. If you watched me ramble for 31 minutes, thank you very much. I know I've gone on quite a bit. Thank you, and I will see you in the future. Bye-bye.